an art. Each bottle is more than just wine. It's an expression, a way for winemakers to share the fruits of our labor with the world. Just like an artist pours their heart into a masterpiece, we take pride in crafting wines that create an experience that's meant to be savored. Wine is often part of life's most special moments. Whether you're raising a glass to toast an achievement or relaxing with a favorite pour, wine has a way of bringing people together. At 2U Wines, that's what we strive for. Bringing you quality wines made with care that you can enjoy for any occasion. Our new location is opening soon, and we've got so much in store. We can't wait to welcome you to our grand opening on April 26, 2025. Cheers to the art of winemaking and to many memorable moments ahead.
At Zesty Compass Wine Collection, we love sharing our great wines and wine culture. But what we love even more are organizations that invest in their people, creating workplaces where employees feel valued and celebrated. Today, we're raising a glass to companies that pour into their employees just as much as we pour into every bottle. Cheers to a culture of appreciation and connection. If you're looking to show your employees some appreciation or host a corporate happy hour, Zesty Compass Wine Collection would love to curate a wine experience to elevate your next corporate event. Contact us today. Cheers.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pull-Up Experience. Yes, I'm super excited about this episode. This is episode 281. And guess what? We are popping bottles. For sure. We have a special guest with us today. We have Mrs. Zahra Finley of Zesty Compass Wine Collection. I don't know if you guys know, but Cleveland is doing this thing on the wine side. Not only are we engaging in creating these wines and these wine brands, but we are in it for the women as well. As you all may know, there's only 1% of women making wine and even less Black women. So it's a pleasure to be able to have these people in Cleveland, and we are doing our thing. Absolutely. Mrs. Zahra, why don't you introduce yourself to the people? Tell them who you are.
Well, I'm Zahra Finley. I am the owner of Zesty Compass Collection, Zesty Compass Wine Collection, and Zesty Compass Aromas Collection as well.
Yes.
We are a multifaceted wine company, not just a wine brand. We are a company that celebrates life. We're a lifestyle brand as well, secondary. We create wine experiences with premium wines, sparkling wines, and wine merchandise and aromatics. So aromatics, I should say. So that's us in a nutshell.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure you guys have seen Zahra. I know you've more than likely tasted her wine. She is really doing big things. She is out here, like she said, it's a brand, it's a company. She is out here getting her business out here, and I couldn't be more proud. She is, every time I turn on my social media, Miss Zahra doing her thing, and she is, it's great to see it. Like I said, especially in Cleveland, you know, we're doing a big things. We have Geneva on the lake. And then now we have urban wineries right in the city, and we do a lot of events together. So we also collaborate. Yes. So it was very important that we get you on the show because like I said, I couldn't be more proud. I love to see it.
Absolutely, I appreciate it, and likewise, same to you.
Come on, now. That's what I love seeing, y'all. That's why I love collaboration at a high level. Of it. They say collaboration happens at the top. Y'all competing at the bottom.
Yes.
Collaboration over competition.
Absolutely.
There's enough people out here to drink wine.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we can get them all. I love my wine. So.
Yes. So let us know how you got started. How did Zesty Compass Wine Collection?
I'm sorry, I got to chime in because Cleveland born and raised.
I am not. I am originally from Alliance, Ohio. So
Alliance,
Stark County.
Okay, Alliance.
Born and raised, and then at 14, I received a scholarship to go to prep school. So I ended up going to school from 14 to 18 by myself in prep school in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: was entrepreneurship always on your mind? Was it always something you were inspired to, or something that?
No, I'm sorry. No, it's not. Entrepreneurship was not something that was on my mind. I came from an era that it was like, you go to college, get a job, stay there forever. So that was the goal. My mom owned a beauty salon, so she literally just retired. And my dad was in construction, like my husband. But that wasn't the goal for me. The goal was to go to school. I went to Virginia Tech my first year. I wanted to study. I majored in science. So it's a love for me. So that was my goal. I was going to be a biology major. I did internships, externships. I came back to Cleveland because I had my daughter my sophomore year at college. So I wanted to be closer to home. So I came to Cleveland State to finish my degree. And from there, I ended up working at Progressive. And then left there and when I got my master's, 2 years in 2010. Nice. And in business, because I love business. But I had to pivot because that wasn't a meaningful source of income for me at the time. When I had my daughter, I was a single mother. So I had to do what I had to do. So I was like, I love business. I went and got my degree, my bachelor's in business. I got my MBA, minored in marketing, and then now in healthcare for my business, my MBA. So, healthcare law.
Very nice. Very
I am
nice.
now a director of compliance and client relations for a healthcare law firm.
Oh, okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I've been doing that 15 years
Okay.
for this job. But my entrepreneurial journey began actually at the height of the pandemic, like right when it came, because I've always been so focused on everybody else, what everybody else needs me to do, everybody else's expectations of Zahra. So I always, like I was telling you earlier, I always shy to the back. I'm always going to help people. I'll help you shine. I don't want to be in the front. That's just not that's not my personality. So entrepreneurship came on my mind because I was at home, working from home, and I was like, you know what? I want to do something that I want to do. And I literally woke up and told my husband, I was like, I'm going to start my own wine company. And he was like, you want to do wine? I was like, yeah. And I literally had it in a dream. It came to me in a dream, and I'm very big on dreams. And I woke up, told him the whole thing, and he was like, oh, okay, babe. So he ended up, maybe 8 years ago, got me a winemaking course as a gift. So I fell in love with it because I love science. So that's something, I love wine. So that's something I did. So I kind of just fell into it. I really didn't have an upbringing in it. My parents might have been, my parents don't drink, but my grandparents actually were moonshiners.
Okay, so it's in the blood.
So it might be in the blood. My dad tells me it's in the blood. But no, that was never the goal. It's something that actually, clearly I was destined to do. So it's something that, is a dream come reality. So that's just how I came into entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So many things I got from there. One, have a supportive spouse or partner.
Yes, that
helps.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
And one of the things I want to ask you, because you have a degree in business.
Yes.
Practicing business and learning about business, two different things.
Yes.
Will you say learning about business helped you in business, or actually doing it actually help, or not actually doing it?
Well, learning about it, and I'm very much, me and my best friend have this debate all the time over education versus experience. But I think both actually help me, because in business you learn about it, you learn things, but you really don't learn things until you actually apply it. So I have to apply things. I like to learn things that can be applicable to my real life. But yeah, I think, I don't know, learning, I still go back to fundamentals that I learned in marketing classes. The fundamentals, but as in for actually applying it to my business, I think I had to go through it. I worked 25 years in corporate operations. So that has helped me a lot because I've worked with people. I've worked with upper management. I've worked with lower level management. I've been in executive leadership. So I think just actually experience has helped me apply that to my business. And that's why I'm so strategic, and I plan, I research, I do everything. I have an order to everything that I wanted to do. So I think it's very much experience has helped me in business.
No, that's dope. So like I said, I didn't go to school for business, and I learned everything the hard way.
Yeah. Now, just because you learn it and that you have the experience don't mean you don't learn things the hard way. Because when I came into the wine industry, listen, I didn't know anything. Business can be business. Business fundamentals and things are basic. However, it can be applicable to any type of business. But there are industry specifics. There are things that you have to literally go through, or you have to have a mentor. And that's one thing that I wish that I would have had going into the industry and starting my business, is actually having a mentor into what I actually wanted to accomplish and what I wanted to come into the wine industry and disrupt. I needed a mentor to tell me. So I've navigated it on my own. So I've made a lot of mistakes. A lot. I've taken a lot of L's. A lot of L's. But they've all been experiences, and I've learned from them. So I can't take them as losses. They are lessons.
Lessons. Come on now.
It is a very specific industry, and without having someone to show you those things, you are absolutely going to stumble and fall several times. Oh, yeah. I definitely agree with that. I felt the same way. Like, I didn't have anybody that I could go ask questions about, and it's just like trial and error. And then you got to kind of know about. I mean, it's different to me learning about business and then knowing the business part of winemaking and producing wine. It's just different. It's not like owning a bar. You know, it's not like any of that. It's not the same thing at all. Like, you are actually producing something that people are going to consume, and it's alcohol.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of restrictions, a lot of things that you have to have in order to do this business. So with that being said, you know, once you got in, and I heard you say you're very strategic about what you do, what are your goals? What do you want to see happen with Zesty Compass Wines?
Well, let's first start. Zesty Compass Collection is, like I said, it's a multifaceted brand. So it's wine and a lifestyle brand. So Zesty Compass Collection is the umbrella. So I don't know if I told people before, I don't know if I did this in the introduction, but we are a wine brand. We are a wine distribution company and logistics. We are import-export for wine, and we are a bottling company. So phases, like I said, our sparkling wine was supposed to come first, but it did not come first because that's just not how, wine is very capital intensive. So when you're self-funded and being a startup, you don't really have a lot of funding sources, and then your alcohol. So the pool becomes even smaller. So I didn't have any resources to go and say, oh, I want to get a loan for this. I want to start this company. They're not trying to think, oh, you just another wine company. So that's why I keep working, because I'm funding my business. You know, I'm fueling and funding my own dream. However,
that was my next question about still working.
Yeah, I'm still working. But Zesty Compass Collection, I choose to be a disruptor in the industry, because not even just winemakers. Women winemakers, not just women winemakers, 38% are in California. However, 1%, less than 1% of them are Black women winemakers. Yeah. Let's be very clear. It's growing. However, if you look at it from the production, if you look at it from the grape to the bottle, or the grape to your glass, it's so many different facets, so many different parts of the wine industry that are untapped. That, like, I get excited because I don't want to be just, I really, right now, the way my licensing is set, I'm not a producer. So we do the custom crush operation, where we work with a winery or a winemaker where it's not like a private label. So we go to them, I do the import export. So I can do the bulk wine, I can do the grapes, I can import them from Italy if I choose to. You know, so that I can get the grapes and the juice and to get the sourcing, but I don't have the production facility, I don't have the overhead, I don't have all of that to make mass amounts of wines, because I want to go global. That's always my mindset. And you know, I don't know if that's the normal range for the entrepreneur, but I see the end goal first.
Come on now.
And then I work on each step, each phase to get there. And that's just how I do life. So that's where I'm at now. So I choose to have Zesty Compass Collection as a disruptor in the wine industry, as not only a Black woman-owned wine brand, but as a distribution company, a logistics company, because that is where I'll be able to bring in other BIPOC wine brands, other women, underrepresented communities, because if you look at it now, there are literally 4 Black distribution companies in the whole United States.
Wow.
That's ridiculous to me. So I choose to go that route in the wine industry and help small producers, Black women producers, male minority men producers, whoever it is, minorities, underrepresented communities, because we have so many good wines out here. And I love to travel. So I travel and I try different wineries that people had never even heard of. And they don't get distribution representation. Because if you're not a big company or one of these conglomerates pushing all this wine out, mass producing, you're not going to get picked up by distribution companies. So who's distributing our wines? Who's putting them in front of stores? Who's putting them in their stores? Because it's hard to get into stores, into retail, because
it is.
that's a whole nother level, because Ohio's a 3-tier state. And then you have your levels that you have to go through.
Because bringing that here, but I know she's somewhere asking, like, what does that mean when you say 3 tiers?
I know she's somewhere asking.
Yeah.
So there's 3 tiers, and like with your licensing, there's A, there's B, there's C, and D. So it comes from the producer, the manufacturer, which is a producer. That's the producer level. That's the first tier, and then you have the wholesaler, retailer tier, and wholesaler, and then the retailer tier, and then you can do business to business, direct to consumer. That's outside of the tier of the state, but the state has their own alcohol laws, which can be funky. But I think Ohio and maybe 7 other states are tier states where you have to go through so many different rigmaroles. But
does each tier require different type of licensing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then when you have one type of licensing, you can't get another type of licensing. But if you have this licensing, you can get the tiers. You can't cross tiers unless you go through a whole little weaving process.
Because it sounds like they make it difficult on purpose. So to deter you. Oh, never mind. Did I get that? Okay, my bad.
Yeah, and most people are going to need an attorney to navigate your licensing. I did not get an attorney to navigate my licensing. However, I had made a lot of mistakes. I tell you, I took a lot of losses in that and that one's losses, not lessons. But
big difference.
Yeah, for what I was thinking of. For me, for the end goal for my company is I needed a licensing that incorporated all of those things because I wanted to phase my business to be a global national business. So I had to get certain licensing. I had to put certain things in place. And without a mentor or someone to help me navigate that, I didn't know. So
And you won't know from reading it.
No.
And you won't know from calling and asking questions.
The legal team for the
No. You won't know from any of that. You won't.
No. And you literally, it's trial and error.
Yeah.
You literally, and you have to be intentional to follow up on things, because if I wasn't intentional with, following up on the licensing, I'm like, it's the compliance in me. I look at everything. So I was like, that is not what I need that to be. So I'm like, Yeah, so it's, I don't know if it's set up that way on purpose, but it's just difficult for no reason.
Yeah, I agree with that. Totally.
But so I hope to have Zesty Compass Collection as a national, global distribution and logistics company, as well as a lifestyle brand. Not only as a wine brand, but as a lifestyle brand, because I just love to elevate experiences. I love to live in the moment. I love to live on purpose. I love to live loud, even though I'm an introvert and I'm quiet until I get to know you. But I'm intentional with everything that I do, and I just brought that into my company. But also, until when you get to know me, I'm a fun, energetic, vibrant, elegant, classy, and I just like to bring all that to my wine collection, into my business.
And that's what I see. I see when you would, because like I said, I see you at events. We are in events together, and everything is, the presentation is on point. Everything does look really classy. When we do the wine festival, I get a lot of feedback from people. And everybody loves North Star. Let's start with that. And everybody, you do more than just your brew. You do, you do your wines, and you also have some mixed wines.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
So, go ahead.
Going back real quick, I get a lot of feedback about all of that. Everybody loves it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, we have anything from robust reds to crisp whites. So we have a Malbec, a Pinot Noir, and Cabernet for our reds. Our whites, we have a Sauvignon Blanc and a Traminer Riesling. And 2 times a year, I come out with a limited release. So last year, I came out with the Sunset Wine Cocktail. So instead of distilling the agave plant to make tequila, I actually do the fermentation process with white grapes and tropical fruits. and we created a wine cocktail. And I do a lot of wine cocktails on social media, so check out Friday Vibes with Zesty Compass.
Going into
Yes.
that.
Yeah, so I do social segments where we create wine cocktails, just to kind of elevate the experience of wine and just make it more approachable, more accessible, because wine doesn't always have to be stuffy. It doesn't always have to be, what's the word I'm looking for lack of a better word, unapproachable. So I try to give some wine education on our wines, the wine process, just the wine industry, the culture that we're trying to create at Zesty Compass. And what was the next part? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just wanted you to go into the limited editions because I know you do more than just the wines. You have the cocktails.
Yeah, so we have the cocktails, and we also do dessert wines around the holidays. So this year we had marmalade truffle, which is a dark chocolate and citrus
that sounds
wine,
delicious.
and then we have crimson lux, which is black cherry and chocolate.
Nice.
All the names though, like shout out to y'all on the names though. Like that's dope. I like that. Okay, so I got a couple questions, and I want to go back to the beginning. I want to talk about those lessons that you had, right? Like you said, and shout out to us in the police parents like to harp on education and mentorship and whatnot. Like you said, a lot of us we learn the hard way, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about those lessons that affect you to the point to where now, not saying affect your business, but now the lessons that stand out now going forward.
The lessons that stand out now going forward. So we just hit 3 years. So
Come on now.
I'm trying to take some lessons from each year. Ask for help. If you don't know something, don't be afraid. I'm very much a person that like to figure things out on my own, but as I'm getting older and as I've become more of an entrepreneur, I ask for help, or I seek out help specifically in the direction that I want to go, or just building relationships. That's a key thing. And that's why I'm getting out of my shell more, because you can't have a business and not build relationships.
Come on now.
You can't go in somewhere, like my mom and my dad always used to tell me, Zahra, when you go in somewhere, you speak to people. I don't care if whatever, if somebody not speak, you speak to people. So it's like you go into these environments, or you go into networking events, or you go into events where, we're all doing wines. If somebody comes to speak, you better, have build a relationship. Not even if it's not a relationship, a conversation that could lead to different things. But building relationships is hugely important, and that's one of the lessons that I've learned. So I've been intentional about building relationships, just opening myself up to build relationships with people and to converse more, and just it's opened a lot of opportunities. So that's a lesson. Try again.
I mean, because like you said, I love your perspective on the fact that you said there was no losses. There was actual loss, but even the losses were losses, but there were lessons.
Absolutely.
And I know a lot of times that some people might get deterred, they might get discouraged at what they perceive as a loss, but actually was a lesson. And when they look back now and whatnot.
Yeah. I don't like to call them either or. I just say L's. That's my thing. I say I took a L. You may not know if it's a loss or a lesson, but no, it's one of the two or both. They can simultaneously exist.
Agreed.
But yeah.
So I know that your wines are located in different places. So talk about some of the places we can find Zesty Compass.
Well, Zesty Compass is now and we can ship to 39 states. So it's on zestycompass.com, always available 24/7.
Come on now.
We are revamping the website, actually currently as I'm speaking, to include tier packages, corporate packages, because we've done a lot of corporate events. We partner with a lot of organizations. And it's hugely important to us to make sure that we still connect with the community. So we only partner with people that align with our vision and our mission, because I have to be strategic about the partnerships and the way that our brand is, translated to other people. How it's brought out to the world. So we are strategic with those partnerships. But also, we are in Northside Marketplace in Akron, Ohio. We were just at the holiday pop-up at City Goods on West 28th. However, they did close that down on January 5th. We knew that was ending. But now we are looking to be in different select retailers and restaurants.
Nice, very nice. I see that happening. That's happening.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
We all gonna pray for it. We all gonna pray for it. Yes, I can see that happening because I do, like I said, when I see you, I feel like you're always about business, and I feel like you are connecting and doing big things.
Thank you. I
Yes,
appreciate
for
that.
sure, for sure.
I appreciate it. Well, thank you for always wanting to collaborate with me. And the sip,
Oh, we
we
got
started
it.
at the sip at King Park.
Yes,
that was
we
awesome.
Come on now.
Yes.
Yes, so
We
thank
have to
you
do
for always
that.
thinking
It's-
of Zesty Compass. I
Oh
appreciate
yeah,
it.
we have to do that. It's important to me for, as you said, it's such a small percentage of us, so it's important for me that we all stay out here and we all stay on people's mind and all become household names. That's very important.
Absolutely.
It's always love. It's always
appreciate it.
love.
Always.
We got a nice crew here in Cleveland. Actually, we have a nice selection of wines, and everybody supports each other, and I think that's very important. I love it.
Absolutely.
So I have a question. So in those times when those L's are happening, what kept you motivated? Because a lot of people, entrepreneurship is not hard. I mean, entrepreneurship is hard. It's not easy. Let me say that. Let me say. Sometimes it get hard. What kept you going in the moments when you feel like giving up? Because you have a full-time job. You're doing your thing, and it's easy to just be like, all right, I'm gonna keep working and whatnot.
There's been a few times I wanted to give up. Let's just put it out there.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna be very transparent. There's been many times. There might have been a time yesterday when I said I was going to forget it. I throw it all away. But just being intentional. I know that I have to find balance. I'm very much a person that has to be centered. So I'm very big on energy, and if my energy is off, it's not good. So I balance by being intentional. So I'm intentional with my business. I'm intentional with being a mother, being a wife, being a grandmother. I'm intentional with all the aspects of my life, but I have to know that one thing is going to be a priority over the other. And I think I've taken on the mindset where everything is a rotational priority. So what was a priority yesterday or last week may not be a priority today. And I emphasize and be intentional about just making sure I understand that. And everything is a rotational priority. And that's just how I look at everything. And that's how I balance my work life, my business, being an entrepreneur, and just every facet of my life, to be honest with you.
Come on now.
So for people that don't know what a distribution company is, because I do get a lot of people who reach out to me and they want to know about wine, they want to be a winemaker. So for people that don't know what distribution and logistics is, can you explain that to our audience? Because I'm sure Brandon is right here.
Okay.
That one went on my head a little bit. I was like, I am here. I am present.
So distribution is when I say distribution and logistics. So we can not only distribute our own wines, meaning I don't need a middle person to. So tier one. So if you're a producer, you're a manufacturer of wine. You, in order to get into certain retailers, if they have a distributor or distribution company that they work with, you have to go through that distribution company.
Yeah.
And that's even with if they have a contract with somebody, I can't go directly through them. But however, I would be a representation for a smaller wine brand or bigger wine brand,
whoever it is, other wine brands, to take and display your wines to retailers, to restaurants, to potential, business to business customers. However, a distribution company is who takes the wine and the alcohol to a restaurant or to a bar and say, hey, you need to try these wines so you can put them on your menu or your rotational menu or have them at your bar. So that's what the distribution company is.
Gets them out here.
Gets them out here, gets them seen, and gets them in retail markets.
Because as a winery and a wine producer, you don't have that time. nor do you want to have the time to have to put your wine out there. And like she said, you have to go through these different channels because a lot of people have a distributor for their restaurant or for their chain or for their grocery store or for, they have a distributor that they go through, and you have to go through that channel. So yes. That's wonderful.
And most of the distribution companies right now, there are probably maybe 5 in all of the United States. They run everything. So that is why there are literally only 4 African American minority owned distribution companies in the United States. So we're very underrepresented, but yet these are the big conglomerate companies that are out there. So if I can be a disruptor in any type of way, if I can make a wave, a little wave, I'm doing something, I'm putting myself out there. And that's just something I want to do. That's the part of the wine industry that I want to make a difference in, as well as, so when I do that and become a distribution company for other small brands or other wine brands or what have you, then I'm doing my part, I think, because that's how I want to show up in the wine industry and represent minorities and represent women, because we're underrepresented in that part of the wine industry. And everybody does want, they think that the part to get out there is to be the one that makes the wine or have the wine brand. And I was telling them earlier, I'm not one that likes to be in the forefront. So that's why this part was not supposed to come first. So, but in order to build my brand and get brand recognition and get brand visibility out there, to get the name out there, this is the phase that I had to kind of pivot and change my phases that I wanted to come out with into this one being first, to have our wine collection and our aromas collection be the initial collection that we came out with.
Talk about the aromas collection.
The aromas collection, so that was not part of the plan. That just came, I was like, I'll just put some candles with it. Yeah, let's put some candles with it. And then I was like, I just don't really want to do candles. I want to do, because Zesty Compass is an experience. So I wanted to create a sensory experience. When you're drinking a bottle of our Zesty Compass North Star Sparkling Brew or a bottle of our Cabernet, you can pair it with our candles, our reed diffusers, or our room sprays. And it just heightens the wine tasting experience. Depending on what you're smelling in those aromatics, it can bring out the floral notes in your wine. It can bring out the fruit notes in your wine. It can bring out the tobacco. It can bring out the spice. And it's just like, it's a sensory experience. And everything I like to do is it's an experience. So I want to give people that experience with our wines. So that's why I created the Zesty Compass Aromas collection, just to give it an elevated experience. For the consumer.
Nice.
Time out, because, all right, I hope y'all fellas taking notes, because I can say, in a single life, you want to have the wine and the sensories going.
Absolutely.
To heighten
flowing and
going.
Flowing and
going. And, shout out to the kid, because the kid educated me so good in this wine game. Because I was like, I ain't know nothing. All I knew was go to gas, just go get the pink one.
Right.
The pink Moscato, and that was it,
Yes.
But you just gave a whole, whole thing. Like, wine, it pairs well with the scents. The scents make it that much better.
Absolutely. It pairs with so many different things. And that's why I love to create experiences surrounding wine. So that is why I love to do pairings. So that's kind of my specialty. I love to pair it, whether it be with chocolates, desserts, or soul food, Sunday dinner. Our wines can pair with different foods, or they can complement them, or they can have a confliction, because it can bring out some nasty stuff too, depending on if you don't know about pairing your wine with a particular food or the right foods, it can either heighten your wine tasting experience, or it can make it
ruin it.
Yeah, it can be real bad.
Oh, listen, I don't listen. I'm learning.
Yes.
And shout out to y'all for educating people on wine too.
Absolutely.
Because, like I said, I'm like pairing. I just want the wine. I didn't know it was supposed to go with something else or whatnot.
Yes, it's a whole experience.
It really is.
It definitely is an experience.
So let me ask you this: what do you feel like the biggest misconception people have when it comes to being a winemaker? Because I don't know why I think it's just like an episode of what's that show where y'all sit around drinking the wine as you make it or whatnot. Well, I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Like,
No.
right? It's very
Well, you gotta
labor
taste it.
intensive.
Now, see, for me, because I go through the custom crush process, so I don't have the production facility, so that is the only part that I don't do, is actually make it. However, the recipes, hands-on, I'm in the experience. I'm in the whole process. The only thing I don't do is actually produce it, because I'd rather have a winemaker do it. I don't have time. I just don't.
Whew.
I don't have the time. So when I started Zesty Compass, I had to really think about what I can give to my business, or what I can actually outsource. And that had to be the portion, because first of all, like I said, wine is capital intensive. So if I don't have funding as a startup, how am I going to afford $200,000 worth of equipment for the capacity that I want to do this? To do this thing, I just don't want to do it just to do it. You know what I mean? I want to be successful in it. I want to have longevity in it. I want to build a brand. I want to scale. So I had to think about the levels, that everything that came with the company that I wanted to build. But that was the portion that I knew that I couldn't do that, because I didn't have the space, I didn't have the money, and I didn't have the equipment to do what I needed to do. So I go through the custom crush process, where I work with the winemaker or in the vineyards, where we create the recipes that I want, we create the wines to the specifications that I want, and also they have all the equipment that I need it to be sustainable methods that are in place, because that's part of our vision and our mission, that we have sustainable methods for making our wines.
Come on, man.
And it's what you described, and going about it that route. It is, you do, like you said, you're going through every step. You're telling them what you want. They're creating what you want, and it's not done until you say you like it. So it is still a very big part of the creative process, and like making your own wine.
It literally is. I just am not. Yeah. I'm not in there doing everything, because I can't do that. And so I knew my limitations, and that was one of them, and I could not do that. So I recognized that early, and I made sure that everything else. So from grape to glass, we are involved in every single process. And the only part that is outsourced is them actually tanking the wine. That's it. They're monitoring our wine as it ferments, as it ages. That's literally it. So I literally bottle, I label, I do everything. So yeah, I distribute, I take it to the retailer, I deliver it. I'm the delivery driver. You might see me with a whole bunch of wine going somewhere. That's what I do.
Come on. So you do it all, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Long day. I need a break to just take care of me. And I love how Febrez's Soothe and Restore sets the mood perfectly with relaxing notes of warm whipped sugar and shea butter. And now I'm ready to relax and unwind.
That's wonderful, because that process of making wine, producing wine, is very tedious.
Yeah, it's time intensive, and
it
and you
is.
can't make, it's a lot of science. Even though I love science, that was my major. I knew my limitations. I knew what I had time to do. I knew what I had the capacity to do, and that just was not one of them. So that is the portion that I am happy to outsource and work. Not even outsource, collaborate. Collaborate with the winemaker that I utilize. So that's hugely important, because time, you can't never get time back. And then it's just, I'd rather be doing something that's helping my business. That part I can't.
Right, and that's what I was saying earlier. As the winemaker, you can't really be out here doing the rest of the marketing portion of it.
The marketing portion,
you don't have
alone.
time to do any of that. And even still, like, I was like getting this space here, I was like, okay, it's time to start making some moves and having somebody start to take over and be in here, so I can pull back some of my time. And then I had to think about it, like, I'm not saying I'm irreplaceable, like I can't be replaced, but I don't think that my customers would like to come through this door and not see me at all. I just don't see that being. They're gonna be like, okay, where's Nakia? Because that's kind of what I built my brand on. I have those relationships with those people, so I gotta figure out how to pull back and still be present.
Now, is that a control thing? Because I put this out before, because I have a problem with relinquishing, because this is your baby. So you know the ins and outs, how you want it to be presented. You know how you want it to look, taste, everything. So I think that might be a portion, for me, I'll say, it's a portion of control, and I have to learn to let things go. Because if you train whoever you have working for you to be, you need to train them in the way that you have to create a culture. And you have to create something where if you're not here, then your customers aren't missing something. So that's... it might be control.
Maybe.
And you don't think nobody can do it like you.
I do. I am going to look really hard, and I do have to find that person. I do have to find that person.
And that's going to take time. And just training, and experience. So that's about it. But yeah, I have that problem of letting go, and then I complain about not having time, or I'm overwhelmed because I'm wearing all the hats and I'm not willing to let somebody else wear the hat for a minute, and that's a flaw that I've recognized in myself, and I know that that's something that I have to change. But I just want to put my 2 cents in on that one.
Yeah, listen, I'm all ears. I agree with you. I do agree. I think because I've, like I said, I've been for 6 years. That's been my every weekend, and so I do want someone that represents 2U Wines well.
Right. Yeah. Somebody that works well with you and knows your business just as well as you do. They're never going to know it is, because that's literally, it's your baby. But you need them to be 99.9% all the way there. But
speaking of which, though, I would be amiss if I didn't mention her, Miss Antoinette. I literally,
Miss Antoinette, I love her.
Yes, isn't she the best?
She's
Isn't
awesome.
she the best? I actually hired her because her friends, her family, her daughter, they would come in, they would drink, we would have a nice time. And one day I had 2 meetings, and they both showed up, and I was in the back, and I could hear her really running it down detail for detail. Like, I was impressed. I just stood behind the door and just listened. And I came out like, Tony, like, you are on. Like, you have, like, you just ran. I don't need to add anything to it. Like, you are definitely, and I was like, there comes a time when I can hire someone, I am coming to you. So she does work part-time, and I'm very confident in her skills. She, when she can, she definitely has my back. I would be amiss not to mention her.
And she represents you well.
Yes.
Shout out to her. She's so supportive. She's supportive.
She is phenomenal.
She's rooting for everybody black.
She
is literally so supportive.
And she will soon have her own space.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that as
Absolutely.
well. Her own event.
Oh, Ms. Smith, come on the podcast.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, she's working on it.
Yes.
She's a great person.
She is.
So I had a question about the marketing, right? Because you have education in that. Let's talk about the marketing that goes into one. Because look, like the bottle, looking at the bottle. This
beautiful.
This is like prestigious right here, right? No, I'm looking. I'm like, that's how I have my mantles or whatnot. Let's talk about the marketing that goes into that, because like people don't understand what goes into the name, what goes into the label, what goes into all these things to help market your product properly.
So the marketing, I did have to pull my marketing bag out of the closet, but like I said, the last 15 years I've been in corporate operations and compliance. But it just, like I said, I'm involved literally from the grape to the glass. So I know what each stage I want it to look like. So you're going to see gold with me all the time. I love gold. I don't know, it's just regal to me. It just calms me. I have a lot of gold in my marketing, in my displays, pops of gold. So I just thought North Star, it's the guiding light for our initial launch of our sparkling wine collection. So North Star is the guiding light. It's going to guide all the other ones. So be on the lookout. It's going to be having some sparkling rosé. Brunch will be elevated. And then it was literally supposed to be the first launch. So it was going to be the guiding light for all of the other wine varietals that we created. However, it wasn't. It may have been the 7th, but it's the first of our sparkling wine collection. So the North Star Sparkling Wine Collection will encompass North Star Sparkling Brut. I won't tell you the name of our sparkling rosé, but that will be another one that will come along with it. And then we will go into phase 2 where we will have more premium sparkling wine.
Nice.
So yeah. So I'm trying to get out there, but that is the guiding light, the guiding star. Zesty Compass, I just wanted that to encompass everything that I embrace about life. So Zesty is vibrancy, it's spirited, it's just looking at life through a different lens. Like every moment's meant to be celebrated, because time is not, we don't have time on our side for everyone. Time is always something that's running out. It's a commodity that you can't get back. So I'm always saying celebrate every moment. Every moment can be an occasion. Every moment can be a celebratory moment, because you didn't have to wake up today. So that's a celebration within itself.
Period.
However, like, I never used to celebrate myself. So one of my friends, she was like, I can't believe that you don't have a birthday party. You don't celebrate all life's moments. You doing this, you doing that. You don't celebrate that. I was like, I just move on to the next thing. And I literally, when I created Zesty Compass, it was an opportunity for me to live in the moment, live life on purpose, and celebrate every single moment, because every moment is tomorrow's not promised. So that is why I created Zesty Compass, just for the vibrancy, but then Compass because I want to be the guiding light to show you how to have wine experiences, build wine experiences around premium wines, or just build experiences around wine, because wine can be such a communal celebration. It could be anything from just having a dinner between you and a friend, or you and a spouse, you and a partner, or just a huge traditional family dinner, whatever have you. It is just a moment to wine brings people together. So that is where the marketing comes into play. So everything is just about creating experiences for me. So that's why I created the wine lines, the aromatherapy, to create a sensory experience. That's why I do the social media segments about food and wine pairings, because everything is an experience. And life should be lived that way, as an experience. Every moment is meant to be celebrated.
Yes, it definitely is.
Okay, so with that being said, we kind of talk about the past, talk about the present, and we kind of alluded to the future, right? But let's talk about the future overall, because you talked about global, national distribution. Is this something you want to pass down to your kids, to
Yes.
so forth?
I do. And so my daughter's not really interested in wine and wine business.
Give us some
My
time.
son is, she's 25. My son is 17. He's graduating this year, so he can't touch the wine. He can't legally touch the wine. However, behind the scenes, I want to show him entrepreneurship, because the way that society is going at this moment in the near future, he may go to college. He doesn't want to go to college. He wants to go into the trades. As long as you have a plan,
Very smart.
as long as you have a plan, we support you. But we want to show him the entrepreneurship journey as well, because nobody's going to give you anything. Sometimes you got to go out and get it. If you want a certain lifestyle, or go out and make that lifestyle, because nobody's going to give you anything in life. So yeah, I that's where I'm at with that. But what was the second part of your question?
No, I mean, no.
Did you want to leave it for your kids?
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to leave that?
Definitely want to leave a legacy for my children. It may not be the wine business, or it may be. If that's something that they choose to go into, if they're passionate about it, they got to show me the passion for it. It might not come until my granddaughter can take it over, because she's a lot like her Grammy. So, it may come in that, and, I may build it and scale it into that, or it may take a different turn, and it may be an acquisition if it comes into that, because
Come on,
at
talk
the
about
same,
that.
I'm looking at the long goal.
The long go.
Yes.
Come on now.
But if my kids don't tell me that this is something that they want to continue in, we have other entrepreneurship opportunities where we can build that into a legacy business.
Like you said, because most people don't think about that aspect of their business, that you want to build it to where someone might want to acquire one day.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm give it to my kids. Your kids might not want it. They might want to be.
And most times they don't.
And then most times they don't, because your passion is not everybody's passion. our kids, we, just like when I said growing up, that wasn't a goal for me is to be an entrepreneur because they had expectations. Go to school, you need to get a job and retire from that job, and you can have a pension when you. And then I found out, I do want to have that security. However, I want to live life on my terms. So this is something I'm passionate about, something I want to do. I have a vision for it. And if it comes to legacy for this particular business, God is good. If it comes to acquisition, God is good.
I like that. God is good.
I know. Oh.
My bad. No, shoot, I forgot my train of thought. No, because I like that. I like that. God is good. One way or another, it's gonna get done.
Mm-hmm. I was just gonna touch on the fact that we already talked about collaborating. Is there any person, any business that you would like to collaborate? Any person that you would like to collaborate with that you haven't so far?
I don't like
in
put
any
myself,
capacity.
I don't like putting myself in a box, but there's so many people that I would love to work with. You don't really put me on the spot. I don't want to.
Just be general then. You can just be general.
Okay. Life. I would just like to sit down and talk to, I don't know why, Barack Obama.
Come on now. OBZ.
I love
That's
Michelle.
a great choice.
I love Michelle. I
That's
read
a
her
great
books,
choice.
but I would love, it would be great to sit down with the both of them, but that's a goal. And Oprah, that's literally, I would love to be, go on the Oprah show, the one she does on Sunday mornings, and have her drink my wine. That would be awesome. When she's in her little garden. Yes. So I would love for her to have a bottle of North Star sitting there, and she popped that bottle and drink the wine and gives it all rave reviews. Just life in general. It's so many different people I would love to work with. I just want to collaborate. You know what? I would love to open myself up to opportunities to collaborate with people that align with my vision and mission, and the opportunities and our vision and missions align together, whether it be collaborative efforts with business or personal, what have you. I'm just opening myself up to opportunities that God, the universe, has for me, and anything that will further build me, build my business and our community.
That's good.
Wonderful.
And that's not came back to me. Mentorship. You and the kid, y'all are doing your thing or whatnot. And like y'all said, y'all didn't have mentors when y'all were doing it. Do y'all see yourselves being mentors for the next generation of winemakers? Because wine ain't going nowhere,
Right.
And I can see him, Sexy Red having the wine, and it'd be the gas station wine next up.
Lord. Oh, well. Well.
But I mean, like I said, like the next generation of winemakers.
Yeah, the next generation.
Yeah.
Well, I would love that is the reason that I set this business out in phases, and why I'm so passionate about being a disruptor in a certain part of the wine industry, as the whole in being a brand that mentors people, or I've had people even come to me now, and I'm like, listen, I'm not being mean. I just really am trying to navigate myself. I don't want to tell somebody the wrong thing, because this is a road. Initially, I was navigating on my own, and I don't want to try to tell you something, and I don't know what I'm doing yet. So I need to have the grounding, the foundation, the education of the wine industry in my pocket to actually mentor somebody. I wouldn't feel comfortable mentoring them. However, I've thought about 2026 offering consultation services because I'm so detail oriented, like if people need that first initial, help getting their licensing or navigating certain things, what part of the industry they want to be in. I don't have a problem with that. I'm open, and I'm still open with anybody who wants to approach me and has questions. I'm always open, and I'm very transparent. I'm gonna tell you, listen, I don't know, but I'll find it out for you. But there's certain things that I still may not know yet within the industry. Within the industry. So I absolutely would love to mentor or be a resource, I'll say.
Yeah, it is difficult. Like even with just moving the space, there were things that I didn't know. So it's you don't want to sound like I don't want to help you, but navigating it on your own and learning everything on your own, you did have to keep stumbling and stumbling and stumbling. And I don't have it all the way together myself. Like I said, just moving over here, I was like, what? And what? And what?
And why?
And right. And why?
And why?
A huge
That's
why.
the part.
And
Yes.
why?
And why?
But yeah, and it takes months. Like this space has been, I've been having this space since September. So, you know, it takes time. So you don't have it all down pat. And I do agree with not trying to give someone some information until you know, things for sure.
Absolutely.
No, that's good. No, like I said, I mean, some people they would have heard you. How much you going? Okay, I'll take it. And I remember I forgot who was. We had someone we had on him. This is unreal, but I get what you're saying. He said, as long as you're one step ahead of the person you're teaching, you go always be a quote unquote mentor. But I'm like, right.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And then I also feel like, and I've had this conversation a few times on the show, and people may or may not agree. I, like you said, to be, help people out eventually. For people to be able to come and get information. But it's like you do all of this work and you do all of these things, and to just give it all up to someone and say, hey, you do this, and this, without some type of compensation or without some, it's almost like, do you know what I had to go through?
Yeah.
Like, like I had to get out here and do this and do that and do that. But as far as like winemaking, I do, I kind of look at it different. I feel like you can show them the science, and I feel like you can give them the basics, but it's actually an art.
It really
I
is.
can't sit there and say, okay, I do this and this is what I do and this is what, because it's my art.
Yes.
It is my personal, what I want to be out here to represent me.
Absolutely.
I can't teach you that.
Absolutely.
I can't teach you that. I can try to give you the basics, but I can't teach you how to make wine.
Yes, and that's with anything. You can teach someone the fundamentals, but as for me, with what I was saying, consultation service, that would be a service. That would be a fee, because you built your brand that's representative of you. So your winemaking is representative of you. So you can give people the fundamentals, which you charge a fee, because anytime a company brings somebody in to consult, you get charged a fee. So you can have consultation, you can have what have you. If you can have training, I don't know, but you teach them the fundamentals, but it's up to them to put their own identity on it, put their own mark on it, and create their own art. Because yes, wine is an art. It is literally a science-making art. It's literally creativity at its finest.
I agree with that. About to
So-
have me a sip soon.
So with that being said, and like I said, you guys are a shining example of collaboration in the city. But let me ask you this: in your opinion, do you feel like what we can do with Clevelanders to help change the narrative that Cleveland is a collaborative place?
What can we do to change the narrative? Keep doing what we're doing. Because when I first started, I will say, I was not, I wasn't welcomed, and maybe because I didn't go to school. I didn't have high school people that I went to school with, or that I had that camaraderie with. So maybe it was a little more standoffish. But literally, Nakia was the only one that kind of welcomed me into this. And I really didn't know when I came to my husband and said I want to start a wine company. I really wasn't on social media like that, so I wasn't really out. So I didn't know that we had this specific number of black winemakers. So I didn't even know. So I just was literally out, and anybody that came up when you do your business plan, competition and stuff, it feeds you all these big brands and, other brands that don't look like us when you look them up. So I'm like, okay, I could do this. We can run out, my competitors are fine. Anything business has competition, whatever. But when she came to me, and where did we first?
Oh, at Kalinda's party, her birthday party, in the backyard.
Yes.
Me, you, Edith.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the
That was
first.
the first
Yes,
time I met you.
the
Yeah,
first
and I needed a
introduction.
bag.
Yes.
I was like,
So that's the first
sweet.
time. That's the first time we met, and then she kept in touch, and so we just kind of built rapport. And then Mary, so she's one that I talk to all the time, but I really did not have anybody to collaborate with. So I really, when I first started collaborating, I was going outside of my community, our community, and they were more open to collaborating than our community was, which that's something else, a whole nother podcast discussion.
Wow.
But yeah, I really was not.
We'll
welcomed.
definitely have you back, though.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
We-
going
Oh,
to follow
it's
your
definitely
progress.
part two.
Yes,
It's gonna be part two
Yeah.
because we have to pop some bottles for real. I just think about that.
He just want to do that. That's his thing. He just want to do that.
No.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were saying that you had more collaboration from
outside of the community initially, and
Like
then
that it was though. Wow. I mean, because like I would have thought it'd be the other way around.
I would too.
I would too.
Yeah, it was not that way. No, and so after we talked, and then I don't remember what our first collaboration was. It might have been the SIP.
Was it?
Well,
no,
it wasn't
did we
our
do,
specific collaboration because Courtney brought us to.
Yeah, Courtney brought us in.
Yeah.
Did we do
Shout out to
a
Courtney.
encore?
She's the one that gave me my first opportunity to.
Come on now.
Yeah,
to be
Courtney.
on-
Yeah,
yes.
Courtney definitely pulls us in
She
too.
definitely pulls
like
people
a
in.
lot of
Homie.
people.
Yes,
Yes, for sure.
she's
for
awesome.
sure.
Yes.
Did you do an encore? You did encore.
Uncork the wine festival.
Not that the court, rather. It was court.
No.
You didn't do one of the courts? Well, then that's what it was. It was Courtney's event then.
Yeah, it was Courtney's
Yeah.
event.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so I just think that it's gotten way better to me with our community of Black winemakers and wine brands. I think it's more of a collaborative spirit now versus competition. So maybe it was just, I don't know. When I first stepped on the scene, it wasn't a welcoming one. But everybody is awesome now. So I've done a lot of events with different winemakers, different not even just Black winemakers, Hispanic winemakers. So a lot of underrepresented communities, and we need to collaborate more. You're always going to have competition. But competition it's inevitable because if you run a business, it's inevitable. However, we all have our own unique wines. We have our unique varietal offerings, and we all give a different experience. And our unique experiences are what should make us collaborate more and bring more of an overall experience to make wine more approachable and accessible to our community. And let them know it's not all snobby, that it's approachable and it's not just for a special occasion. It's we ain't trying to get you litty, but we are. But yeah, it's just wine is communal. It brings people together. So
Wine is communal.
yeah,
I like
and
that.
we need to have more of a collaborative spirit because wine brings people together. So why not collaborate?
And you know what I noticed when we do these events and we do collaborate together, a lot of the people that patronize and support us, they will literally go to all of us.
Yep.
Like they're coming to support
Literally.
all of us.
Yes.
They go from table to table and get what they want, what they like, and it's all
not
good.
It's not even
all
about
good.
because they'll literally leave my table and say, "Oh yeah, I got the one from 2U, or I got the one from Hudson." That's fine. Hey, experience it all. Yeah, and then there will be people that will buy certain wines from me, and they'll be like, "Oh," or they'll be over there and they'll say, "Come over here and get this one." They bring it around to each table.
Yeah,
and it's like I said, wine brings people together, but it should not be when we're in those collaborative moments about competition. It should just be about us as a community coming together and bringing our community different wine experiences.
Come on. Okay, with that being said then, you've been dropping jam left and right all night.
Or you just really hyper with the button.
No, I promise you. I literally been very...
No, great information.
I was about to
for
say,
sure,
and I
for sure.
I've been very controlling of the button. So that's you dropping gems consistently. But what do you feel like are 3 takeaways someone watching this interview should take away from tonight? You've been dropping them gems.
Or maybe something that you haven't mentioned that you would like for the audience to know.
Well, one of my takeaways from this is saying out loud means I need to do it more. Just be open to opportunity and to help for mentorship, because mentorship doesn't come at the beginning of your entrepreneurship journey. It comes all along the way, because if you're trying to really be a disruptor or innovator or anything in your industry, you're going to need help along the way, whether it be somebody as an employee or whether it be somebody helping you navigate the road ahead. So I'm more open to mentorship and accepting help, because that was one of my ills, and I choose not to have any more of those ills. Just celebrating every moment. That I say that all the time, and I just really have to.
I bet I broke it.
I know, right? I just really have to be intentional about celebrating not just everyone else, but also myself, because I was talking about. Right.
Oh, there we go. It's back.
And celebrating myself, because I didn't do that for so long, and I told you, I didn't really start doing that until I turned 40. So I'm at the beginning. I'm only 5 years into celebrating myself, so prepare to be sick of me.
Having fun out here.
Celebrate every moment. Celebrate yourself. Give yourself grace. What else do I want people to know? That Zesty Compass collection is here for the long run.
Come on now.
Yeah.
We are here for longevity, building community, celebrating all of life's moments with premium wines, wine experiences, aromatics. And 2026, there will be some different things coming as well to create different wine experiences for our community. So.
I'm like, girl, what's some aromatics? Aromatics for you.
And you can catch us both along with some of the other wine brands on August 2nd at South Euclid, second annual Wine and Dime Festival.
Yes.
So look out for information on that.
Yes.
Another collaboration.
Come on now.
Yes, collaboration.
And then let me ask you the most important question of the whole interview. Where we can learn more? Where can I get their wine? Where can I just get everything they want to know about Zesty Compass?
ZestyCompass.com.
Okay.
And like I said before, we ship to 39 states, so we're expanding our distribution. Hopefully you will see us more around the city in different retailers and select restaurants. What else? Akron, you can get us at Northside Marketplace. We do a lot of pop-up events there, like vendor pop-ups to connect with customers and let them try our wines. And you'll find us all over the city. We'll be at different pop-up events, wine festivals. We'll be at the Wine and Dine Festival in South Euclid, August 2nd. We will be in Columbus in June. Cleveland at the Uncorked Wine Festival at the Science Center in July. We have some other big ones coming up too, so we're excited. Come out and take the journey with us.
Absolutely. So do me a favor, guys. Are you watching and listening to this? Right in the show notes, the website and any social media handles will be right there. So you guys, no excuse why you don't have a bottle of North Star, and does it come be just
Yes.
All right, let me stop.
Lord, yes. And we don't offer just champagne. We have sweet wines, red wines, white wines, and
all.
dessert wines.
You
Yes.
got it all. Come on now.
The collection.
The collection, honey.
Yes, ma'am. We appreciate you coming on tonight.
Yes,
we
thank you so
do.
much for
Long
having me.
time coming for
Thank
sure.
you for having me. I
You
appreciate
did great,
it.
by the way. You was nervous. You did great.
I'm always nervous.
Just had to settle down,
Yes.
settle in
Yeah.
with us for
Sorry,
a
my
minute.
chair kept spinning. But
He's
that's okay.
silly, so he gonna make you feel comfortable.
I try. That's what I do. But real quick, y'all, we gotta pay some bills real quick. Guys, like you said, the South Euclid Wine Festival, August.
Second.
Yes, August 2nd.
3 to
guys.
9. 3 to 9.
We want to see you there.
Yes.
Don't be a typical Clevelander. Get it to the last minute. Get it now, so you can have it for later. Okay.
And come all day.
And come all day.
Come all day.
Yes.
We had
Yes.
such a good time
It's
last year.
a really great event for the community. And it's
Yes.
something you can come to all day
Absolutely.
and enjoy yourself.
The entire time.
the entire time.
As you sip and dine.
Absolutely.
Oh, did I do something right there?
You really did.
Okay. All right,
Y'all be flowing. Y'all just, Steve must be aromatic and in the air, so you know what I'm saying? Because that flow real quick. Okay, I like that. Also, guys, this Sunday, March 23rd, me and Steve, the greatest photographer, videographer of all time, we will be in a panel discussion for Girl Talk. Shout out to Nicole Miller.
Yes,
And
that's
we
gonna
be
be
in
a good
a phenomenal panel with other great men, Lawrence Adams, our man Jamar, Walter Patton from Ghetto Therapy. You know what I'm saying? Phenomenal men. And this is Nicole's very first men panel, so why not have the best, you know?
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
So guys, get tickets for that. That is this Sunday, March 23rd. We want to see you there. I know Brittany in the back and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I won't do it for justice, but I hope I say it right because she always get on me.
I got it. Beauty Toe.
Thank you.
Make sure you're checking out Beauty Toe.
Yes.
With our girl Brittany.
Yes.
She is discussing everything
Sniper.
relationship. Yeah, definitely. She is the perfect person for Beauty Toe. She's a beautiful young lady, and the topics are things that we need to hear and talk about and discuss. Keeping these relationships strong in the community, that Black love, and just, whatever topic you need to touch on, you need to hear about. She is making sure that she gets that in front of you when she gives you the business.
Yeah, come on now. And if you guys support us, I need you guys to go and support Beauty Be Told.
Beauty Toe.
Beauty Told. I said it. I had it.
April 12th. This young man right here.
Oh yeah.
Is going to be a man cave.
Yes.
That's that right there, gentlemen. Seriously, like Brandon was saying about getting your tickets, you must get your tickets to Man Cave. It's going to be in Warren, Ohio at Grand Resorts. So much to offer in support of each other, camaraderie, brotherhood.
Absolutely.
You name it. It's every level, from entrepreneurship to fatherhood and the theme is every man is a son. Like, you just know, just from that right there, it's going to be something special. So make sure you guys are getting your tickets to that. That is brought to you by Demetrius and Miss Tenora. She is making sure she's keeping us all in love and in faith in the city, and keeping us in front of each other, and networking, and making sure that we are pouring into each other from the men. This is the first very first one situation.
So we need to see y'all there. If you have a nephew, son, uncle, grandfather, I don't care, men of all ages, please be there. Yes, thank you, Brittany. Yes, we want you to get your tickets. Don't be a Clevelander. You are a Clevelander, but don't be a Clevelander. Get tickets. All right. Also, check out my man Steve's podcast, Alien Eyes. Industry Talks. Yes,
Nice.
It's been a long day, y'all, but my man is doing this thing. He is giving you game. He's giving. I'm talking about gems to take your business or take your brand or take anything to the next level. Sensei be doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? If anything, Steve's admit is wisdom. If you know Steve, he gonna give you some wisdom and whatnot, and that's what he's doing in this podcast. So I need you guys to once again subscribe, tune in, stop playing. Okay, like we do get everything.
Pink and Black Honors.
Pink and Black Honors, guys. June 22nd. Get your tickets. Do not be a Cleveland. I don't keep saying it because I hate how y'all get y'all tickets last minute. We have the Met Gala, the Grammys, anything is Black X's on display, and we need to see y'all. I know y'all know y'all gonna be in the building.
Yes.
Yeah, I know y'all gonna be in the building.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
Put that's when you can pull that outfit out the closet.
Come on now.
One that you feel like you can never wear.
That tuxedo from when you got married.
To in Cleveland. Where am I gonna wear this? To the Pink and Black Honors. They are definitely supporting entrepreneurs in the city and showing them some love. It's a lot of, we get surprised. I mean, look, we're on episode 281. This is all entrepreneurs. So there are plenty more in the city. So this is showing support and love and letting people know they are appreciated. We see what you're doing, and it is just a beautiful time. Such a great time.
Absolutely. And lastly, guys, I want you to do me a favor. Here at the Plus, we have phenomenal people who are part of this podcast. We need you to go support their businesses. My girl, Mama Bree, with Overflow Studios. I need you guys to go. If you guys want to take your visuals, audio, your content to a whole nother level, do me a favor, go and check her out today, Overflow Studios. That will be in the show notes. Also, Miss Michelle Louise. Listen, she is a phenomenal virtual assistant. She helps take our podcast from our podcast to a business because she helps us make sure our guests are organized, make sure we're scheduling together. This helps make those strategic ways that you got to keep your business together. She helps with those things. So book her today. And then do me a favor, guys. Sam Walks, #1 hostess in the entire city. You guys have an event, you need to have her as your host and stop playing. Okay? I think I got everything.
I think you got everything.
Okay, perfect.
She also has a book.
Also has a book, yes. Get her ebook on how to be a great hostess today. I think it's code. I'll probably have the code inside the show link, so you gotta get that code. Get that today, okay?
And make sure you're supporting Zesty Compass Wine. Again, we are so honored to have you on the show.
Yes.
Doing big things, being part of that, 4 distributions in the United States, Black owned. That is wonderful. Love to hear it. Keep doing your thing, and we'll keep supporting always.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And last, I want to thank you, the person watching, the person listening, because as of right now, y'all doing y'all thing. I can't even. Steve been telling me for the longest, man, where the audio at? It's here. It's here. And when y'all not playing with the audio, I was surprised. Like I got one of them. Like we are like 3,000 listens in the last couple of days since I've been uploading audio. So y'all want it. It's here. Okay, so I won't stop playing with y'all.
Every one of you.
Yes, absolutely. And on top of that, guys, 20,000 subscribers, 8.3 million views on YouTube. And I can't thank you guys enough because that's something we take for granted, nor do we want to negate like that's just something that's happened. It's just a rare occurrence that happens.
It's all because of you.
It's all because of y'all. And y'all want to hear great stories like hers. Absolutely. And just, we're not stopping. Okay, so keep subscribing, continue liking, commenting, sharing. We want to thank you guys once again for your support. And guys, episode 281, Road to 300, it's there, you know. So just continue to support us, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Cheers.
Thank you.